Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today we're doing a fun video inspired by video games. So I am an avid gamer and I've been a gamer ever since I was a kid when I started out playing a lot of Super Nintendo. The idea for today's reading is looking at where you are kind of falling into some of the pitfalls of life and how you can essentially beat the level. Beat this particular phase of your life by maybe applying a new technique or skill or some new knowledge that helps to get you past that pitfall or to the end of this level successfully. So we have 3 piles for you to choose from today. Each one corresponds to the images you saw on the cover photo. So group number 1, pile number 1 corresponds to the warp tube or the warp pipe. Pile 2 corresponds to the star. And pile 3 corresponds to the mystery box. So select your group, your pile, or your image, and use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comment section below to jump ahead to your chosen reading. If you do feel called to more than one, that's perfectly fine. That just means that there's multiple messages scattered throughout the readings for you, or all of the readings may resonate and apply to you. Use your intuition to guide you to the readings that are meant for you, and only take what messages do resonate and leave the rest here, as we are reading for many, many people, and these are general readings. All right, guys, we'll see you in your readings. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the warp pipe, then this is going to be your reading. So right off the bat, just from the symbol that you chose, I feel like you guys are transitioning from one place to another. So part of being able to beat this level is going to be how you can maneuver from one space to another quite quickly. It's like you're warping. You might be doing some timeline jumping, you might be doing some quantum leaping, as that's what I'm really getting signified by that warp tube. I'm also feeling like you've avoided something that could have derailed you, because that message is coming through really strongly. So basically, like if you because you know how in Super Nintendo sometimes the warps would take you somewhere you wanted to go, and sometimes they would take you somewhere you didn't want to go. And you never really knew where the warp tube was going to lead you until you'd actually gone through it, and then you'd kind of have to backtrack and figure out where you wanted to be at. Sometimes the warp tubes also had those like piranha plants in them, so you'd have to be careful because it could actually hurt you and you couldn't go down that one. So I feel like you've avoided some kind of potential danger or something that could have, like I said, derailed you or taken you in a different direction. You've managed to sidestep that very gracefully, is what Spirit is showing me. And now this new tube that's warping you to the next level is coming up. So let's take a look at your cards. Actually, I want to start from the top. Usually I start from the bottom. I don't know why. We'll just go with it. You have sensitivity, Archangel Haniel. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So being able to feel into this, I think, is a big part of it. I just get the sense that you're kind of intuitively guiding yourself through this process. And there could be something to do with love here as well, because they just showed me the swans in the background of this card. And the 2 swans always makes me think of like soulmate relationships, twin flames, long-term committed partnerships, basically, whatever you want to label that. So I feel like there's some aspect of love that's involved here for you guys, and I was not expecting that, but we'll see if it comes up more relevantly in the rest of the reading. You have nothing will come of this situation, but it did come out in reverse. So something will come of this situation. Void, of course, moon. So there's something that will come of this situation, because like I said, I feel like you've sidestepped something that could have taken you off track, where something would not have happened. Like it would have been a dead end, basically, is what Spirit's showing me. But you managed to intuitively kind of move in a different direction. Maybe this is to do with relationships. Maybe there was a relationship that would have taken you off track in terms of what you're trying to accomplish here at soul level, and you managed to kind of get around that. Or maybe there's a relationship that's kind of coming up. Nope, they're telling me it's the first one. Okay. And you have teacher. You may have been doing a lot of research. I'm seeing somebody like typing furiously on a keyboard. So you guys might have been doing a lot of research recently, learning from teachers online or just reading things or watching videos or something like that, because I get the sense that you kind of, again, you're intuitively feeling into and honoring what you're sensing, and then it's leading you in this direction where you can find information that guides you in the right direction. Or it's like, maybe you, if we're using the video game example, like maybe you find somebody online who has run this level before and they know which pipes will lead you where, and you're kind of like researching, okay, where does this one go? Where does that one go? Where does that one go? What do I need to do? And it's kind of like through the study of other people who have gotten through this phase or this level, you're better able to navigate it with awareness and intention. So of course, that's just a metaphor, but I love video games as a metaphor for life, because I think that the simulation of reality in the third dimensional realm is very, very similar to like an RPG game, role playing. You have reconsider. Okay, we'll get more information. You have perfect timing. Yeah, so something is definitely perfect timing here, and that's what I was seeing with the opposite. Void of course moon energy. It's like the void of course moon is not the right time to be doing something, because if you set an intention or you try to manifest something at the void of course moon, it's like it kind of is like a black hole of energy. Everything just gets sucked in and neutralized, and like nothing will manifest from that. That's why they say don't do any manifestation around void of course moons. But I feel like because this is in reverse, it's the opposite of that, and it's kind of like it's the perfect timing to put something into motion, or it's the perfect timing to see something come to fruition in a certain way. And I think it's because, again, you reconsidered your options here. You took a look at what was presented to you, and you were like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to go in a different direction, or I'm going to choose this pipe instead of this one because I can feel intuitively that this one is correct, or because I've done some research on it and from context of other people, I can see that that's the direction I want to go in. Oh, you have grandparents. You have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. I'm interestingly enough wanting to put it under teacher. So maybe you are learning from a grandparent. Maybe they've shared with you some of their life experience and their wisdom. And as a result, you have been able to reconsider something that maybe, again, would have gotten you off track here, but you're not letting that happen, because you are wanting to go in a particular direction at the perfect time. I do see that there's a grandparent around you as well. They may have actually been a teacher in real life, but if they're not, or if they were not, it's kind of like they're trying to guide you. They've become one of your sort of extended spirit guide group. And the reason I say that is because we had the angels here sort of in the background of this card. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's some like sort of ghostly figures of I almost said mermaids. That's so bizarre. Maybe you have a connection to mermaids, or maybe your grandparent had a connection to mermaids. But yeah, there's angels in the background there. And that's giving me the message that there's somebody around you in spirit. And they're helping you, they're guiding you in a direction here. They're helping you to reconsider, basically. It's like they're giving you information, and that helps you to make a more informed decision. Yeah. Okay, so Spirit's guiding me to something fun that I did the other day for the first time in the love singles reading. So they had me go into a box that I have in my office with my games and puzzles and stuff in it for rainy days. And they told me take out the lists from the categories box and use those in your readings. And I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. Yeah, let's do that. So I get 2 here. All right. So the way this works is we're going to take a look at the numbers. So I'm going to use a numbers dice to select some of these messages here. So for group 1, okay, that is a number 9. So number 9 on list 1 is things that are round, and number 9 on list 5 is memorabilia. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so memorabilia and things that are round. I'm somehow feeling like this is related to the grandparent. I feel like the grandparent is trying to tell you about something. This could be a family heirloom or a souvenir that was passed down through the family. Something that is round or has rounded edges is what they're showing me. For some of you, this could be a snow globe. I'm also seeing maybe like some kind of a necklace. Very interesting. Okay, let's roll again. No, they did. Sorry, there was one more message from that and they wanted me to stop before I forget. A baseball. Somebody's showing me a baseball, or there's a baseball there. So that maybe the grandparent was a fan of baseball and they had like a souvenir baseball, something along these lines. I don't know how this relates to, but maybe we'll find out more information as we go along. Okay, let's keep going. We have the number 7. So from list 1, number 7 is items in this room. Wow, it could be in the room with you right now. Oh, and 7 from list 5 is things you shouldn't touch. That is interesting. So it could be something in the room that you feel like you shouldn't touch. You know, it's kind of like something, it's like if you had this really fancy signed baseball or something and you put it in a glass case and you're like not supposed to touch it. That kind of thing is what I'm picking up on here. And I don't know if this is literal or if this is metaphor, because spirit will sometimes do both and it's a little bit hard sometimes to tell the difference. But I feel like there's something, and it's like it's going to help you level up or something. How does that work? They're telling me to roll again, so we'll get more information. Okay, we have number 10. So 10 here is ways to say yes. Ways to say yes. And the thing that popped into my mind was Say Yes to the Dress. I used to love that show when I had cable. And so something round, it could be a ring. And something you feel like you shouldn't touch because maybe it's expensive or you don't want to lose it. Or maybe there's resistance to marriage, because relationships did come up. Now it's kind of coming up again. So number 10 on list 5 is items in vending machines. That is so weird. Items in vending machines. It's kind of like, I'm seeing cans of pop. Or if you're from the States, soda. And they're showing me somebody shaking up a can of pop. And it's kind of like the pressure builds because the carbonation expands or gets disturbed. Okay, so let me put this all together now. They're telling me you have the ingredients. Now you just need to figure out the order and the way that they apply. Yeah, this is why I love doing readings, is because I have a very analytical yet creative mind. And so spirit will give me just enough information to teach me how to work out what this actually means. And I kind of have to play detective and put it together like a puzzle, which I love. And they're showing me that this is, it is metaphor. Some of it may be literal for some of you, like the item may be real, but it's like a metaphor for something building, the pressure building. And then there's kind of like this breakthrough where you have the tool to be able to move forward on something that before you thought you couldn't. And I think, again, relationships are part of this. And being sensitive to what you feel, your emotions are a big part of this as well. Because when I think of like a can of pop, building up that pressure, it's like emotional pressure. And maybe there was resistance to marriage because we did have the ring reference coming up, or there's resistance to playing the game because the ball can represent, it can represent dating, or it can represent, playing the game in the sense that they just said play ball. Yeah, so it's like kind of wanting to involve yourself in some way with the, I keep getting like the dating scene, or with a team could even be relevant, but I'm really feeling it more as like a partnership or a couple. And I think the grandparent is involved here because they want to see you kind of. Now they're showing me they're showing me the dad from Aladdin, the Sultan, and he's like, I want to see you happily settled down with the right man, or whatever. And it's like man or woman, depending on, your preference. I just feel like part of this has to do with romance in some way. And again, this is not a love reading, but that's coming up, so I gotta say it. Maybe you've reconsidered because, there was some other option that didn't feel right, and you were like going down that path, and then you were like, no, never mind, and you walked away, or you didn't continue that relationship or something like that. Or maybe you were starting to kind of put yourself out there, and then all of a sudden you pulled back, you reconsidered. And it's because there is perfect timing involved in this situation. So there is more to learn, is what Spirit just said. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's more to learn, and that's why there's perfect timing involved. So if you've kind of been hesitating around putting yourself out there or investing more in a relationship, like maybe you're already in a committed partnership, but you're hesitant around taking it to the next level, which again is what this reading is about. It's like leveling up. This would be kind of going from dating stage to moving in, or maybe from like living together and dating in a committed partnership to getting engaged, those kinds of things, right? Those are the different sort of stages or levels. And I can see that there's been some consideration on your part on, what is going to be best for me? What do I need to be focusing on right now? What is going to really give me a sense of stability and fulfillment? And they're saying that there is divine timing at play here, and divine timing is very much like a higher order of orchestrated events. So things need to play out in a particular pattern. Otherwise, you get pulled off track. So that's why they're saying that this has been a time for you to reconsider a bit, so that you can see where you need to go, what you need to be doing, and get those examples, is what Spirit just said. Yeah, you're seeing examples of what does work and what doesn't. That's how you're learning. It's like through modeling or through studying other people who have done this, so that you can assess what's right for you. They want me to roll one more time for these, and then I think we're going to get clarifiers from the tarot, and then probably do some charms as well. Okay, we have 10 again. So this is ways to say yes and items in vending machines. Okay, they wanted me to emphasize more of this. So basically, the items in vending machines can also represent, I'm seeing in my mind, the 7 of Cups. So this is like options. You have many options on the table, and you're reconsidering maybe what you want to choose. I'm feeling like choice is a big factor in your reading. And again, listening to your intuition is a huge part of that. And like settling down your emotions so that you can actually see things clearly. Because it's like if that can of pop is all shook up, it's going to explode, and then you're going to drain yourself. So it's kind of like calming yourself down and letting things settle so that you don't make an impulsive or rash decision. You're giving yourself time to reconsider. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah. See, sometimes if I miss something, they'll bring us back around to it to make sure that the message gets across. Yeah, it's very much about free will choice and what you want to say yes to. And I recently was watching a video by Matthew Hussey, and he randomly came across my feed the other day for the first time, and I kind of deep dove down into those videos, which have been super helpful. And what he was saying was basically like, choice is what makes something important, because especially if you have 2 or more options to consider, what you choose is what gives it meaning. It's not that the thing in itself has meaning necessarily. It's more like what you have decided of your own free will to choose. That is what gives something meaning, not necessarily someone meaning. Everyone has meaning on their own, but something, right? So this is kind of what I'm seeing. It's like you guys are at this stage where to get to the next level, you do kind of have to trust your intuition and choose of your own free will what's going to feel right for you. And you've got a grandparent helping you do that. Okay, let's get some tarot from the Chubby Bunny mini deck. So for group 1, you have the King of Wands reversed, and it did come out or fall right on top of that Void of Course Moon reversed as well. So this kind of tells me that, yeah, you've kind of taken a break right now from taking action because you've wanted to reconsider things. Yeah, you're like assessing the situation. You're letting things calm down so that you don't make a rash decision is kind of what they're showing me there. Or you've decided to walk away from an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, because that's the fire sign energy I see there with the King of Wands. Maybe this was somebody who was in your life and you didn't. Yeah, we have Aries again here with the Emperor card. So this also speaks to me of leadership, like being a leader in your own life and considering what works best for you. It's being the boss of your empire, making sure that everything is orderly. But since we did have Aries mentioned twice here, this could be an Aries that you are reconsidering a relationship with or considering a relationship with, depending on your circumstances. Let's get more cards here. For group number 1, we have the Lovers. I knew it. I had a feeling that love was involved here. I mean, just from what they showed me there in that card, and then also the messages that have been coming through since, the Lovers is also a card of choice. It's all about what we choose of our own free will. So this is very much concerned with relationships and your ability to choose what is right for you and learning maybe what that is. You have the 8 of Pentacles. So you've been kind of working at this for a while. I see like the learning being a big factor here as well. The 8 of Pentacles can be about kind of putting your head down and studying to improve your skill or your craft or your knowledge around something. And again, I feel like that is what's helping you or has helped you to avoid that situation that could have taken you off track. It's like by learning about these things, gaining more knowledge, you're improving your skill level. And so you are better able to make informed decisions. You are less rash. You are more just like more aware of what you want and what your options are, because they keep emphasizing the vending machine. So it's like options. What are you wanting to choose? What do you need to do to receive that which you choose, right? Like in a vending machine example, you need to have the appropriate dollar amount, and then you need to punch in, like B2 or something like that, right? And then that comes out. And you know what they're showing me now? They're showing me you putting in the money, pressing the number, and then, the vending machine like glitches out and it doesn't give it to you. And it gives you something you didn't want, or it doesn't give you anything at all. And you're just frustrated and you're like shaking the machine. If this is like I was saying in regard to love and relationships, this could have been that you were trying to get a particular type of relationship or result in regard to, romance and dating, and instead of getting that chocolate bar that you pressed that you wanted, you got something else, something you didn't want, or you got nothing at all. And then you were left kind of empty-handed at a loss. I put in this money, I put in this investment of time or energy or, whatever, and I didn't get anything in return. And that's frustrated you is what I'm seeing. And that's why you've kind of gone back to the drawing board in a sense, and you're looking for this information and you're being guided to this information to help you to choose something that is going to actually give you a result. It's like you're actually going to get the return on what you've invested. And that's coming through very clearly. They are emphasizing that. And that's why you sidestepping something that's not for you is what's helping you get what is for you. Okay. They're showing me like there's chocolate bars, there's chips, and there's pop in the vending machine, but there's also like a bag of carrots and a bag of snap peas. And they're like, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the junk, or are you going to choose the healthy options? And it's like, if you keep trying to choose the junk, the vending machine's going to eat your money. But if you choose the carrot sticks, it's going to give you like 3 bags of carrot sticks for your $1.50 or whatever, right? So you're actually going to get more than you bargained for or that you ordered, of something that is actually good for you. And I mean, hey, maybe you don't like carrots, but I do. I think they're delicious and they're healthy. Oh, and bunnies. I totally forgot. Yeah, the bunnies, of course they love carrots. Look, he's got this carrot in his hand. I forgot. I channel and I look up and I look out the window when I'm channeling, and I forget to kind of look down at the cards. But here we are with the bunny with the carrot in his hands. So that's like gold, for them, for the bunny. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here is like you're going to get a lot of value back where in the past you did not. And it's just about investing in the right choices is what they're showing me. And that's why they're giving you time to reconsider and to learn so that you can apply this in a way that is going to serve you long term. Okay, so now they're saying we can go ahead with the fireside story dice, and we're going to do a fun charms chart like I did in the love reading, the singles love reading. So I created this myself. I just drew it up because, DIY. So what we're going to do is use the fireside story dice, which are kind of like image prompts for me. We're going to see where they fall, and we're going to get some additional information about leveling up and beating this level. So for group number 1, Spirit, what else do they need to know in regard to beating the level? Okay. So I'm going to just separate them out into the closest. Look at that. You've got the baseball. I did mention the baseball. Yeah. Okay. Wow. A lot of stuff fell into romance. Look at that. I knew it. You know what? You can't make this stuff up. This is why I love doing everything on camera. Okay. So let's start with home and then we'll go around to, nope, they said start with romance. Okie dokie. Okay. So you've got fear face here. This could also be surprise. But especially with the running girl here, I feel like you've been a little bit afraid to commit in romance, or you've been afraid of what could go wrong, or you've been afraid of people running away from you, or maybe you've been the avoidant one. Like if somebody offers you something, you're like, no thanks. Or if you want something and you go after them, then they run away. I'm getting like this runner chaser dynamic. But what you're really looking for is loyalty. The dog to me represents this loyalty, companionship, commitment, and unconditional love. Because when I think of dogs, like they are so unconditional. They just love, their owners. They love and will protect their owners. So I see you kind of having some kind of a realization in regard to commitment and loyalty, and how you can kind of get out of or past some of this fear of avoidance or running away from that which you're actually seeking. Because I can feel that deep down you want a commitment, you want a loyal, affectionate partner, you want somebody who's going to be romantic and loyal. But there's this kind of fear of, I'm feeling like an unconscious resistance to commitment. Interesting. And then we have the hot dog here. And I feel like the hot dog is representing this like junk food, like they were showing us in the vending machine. It's like things that are maybe temporarily delicious but don't give you much nutrition, and maybe they make you feel bad afterwards. This could be dating people who were disloyal or avoidant, chasing people who were not capable of being what you wanted them to be. And they also just showed me there's nothing in the self. And there's nothing in spiritual guidance. So you may have kind of neglected yourself, neglected your spiritual guidance, maybe even neglected your work in the pursuit of people who really didn't reciprocate or didn't give you anything. Or you could have been in relationships with people that kind of cut you off from your own spiritual guidance, or distracted you from your work, or kept you, disconnected from yourself in the pursuit of this other person or their love and affection or commitment or loyalty. Okay, so social media, you have the baseball. That's interesting. What does this mean, Spirit? Oh, right. They're reminding me of what the baseball reference was before. It was like playing the game. Do you want to play the game? And social media could be like online dating. And there could be resistance to that, or there could have been really like negative experiences with that, because it's like a vending machine. There's so many options. What do you choose? Some of it's junk. Like, not that people are junk, but like how you would feel in connection to them could be negative, or it could be positive. So I'm seeing that there's kind of, resistance here to playing the game, resistance to kind of putting yourself out there in this way, or playing catch with someone can also be like a team effort, right? Maybe you threw the ball to someone, they didn't catch it. Or maybe you threw the ball to someone and they took it and ran away with it. And you're like, well, now what do I do? So I don't mean to laugh at you. I can relate. That's why I'm like, ooh, yeah, I get it. So it feels like you're kind of having to reassess again. Okay. Yeah. They're reminding me you had the reconsider card. You're reconsidering how you played the game and maybe changing how you play it as well. Friends, you have some stress and recycling. So you may be worried that, you kind of need to change your approach to all relationships, not just romance, but also your friends. You may be going through a recycling phase right now where you're kind of getting, you're like reconsidering who you were friends with, maybe cutting off connections to people who don't really add value to your life or don't make you feel good. If they cause stress or worry or drama, I see you moving away from things like that and just distancing yourself intentionally from people who really, they really just don't contribute to your mental health or your life in a positive way. And I do, again, you're very sensitive, group number 1. You're very, very sensitive. So you may be actually recycling energy from other people when they're stressed and worried. So that's why it's extra important for you to have boundaries. And that's kind of leading us into the next block here in family, which is the hand, like the stop hand, which is, in this case, speaking to me very clearly about these boundaries. Making sure that you are setting boundaries so that your internal environment doesn't become all shook up like that can of pop, so that you can feel calm, centered, safe, and secure, and you're not recycling the emotional upheaval of other people because you are an empath, group number 1. You do absorb energy from others, okay? So you do need to be careful that you're not taking on energy and then holding it. You may want to focus on doing grounding and purification daily. So that could just be like doing spiritual baths, having spiritual cleansing involved in your regular cleansing, like adding spiritual cleansing visualizations to your showers or when you wash your face. You can also be using selenite, using black tourmaline. The black tourmaline I just picked up the other day because I had gifted my other one to a friend. And they actually had me hold this all morning this morning as I was going about my routine because I had started to feel some buildup of energy yesterday in my back, and that's usually where it shows up, is in my upper back. It gets super tense and then I get migraines because the muscles in my back and the nerves there get super inflamed, and that's usually because I've taken on someone else's energy and I haven't purged it. I haven't excreted it. It just kind of like it condenses and then it's like, it's getting shook up. Yeah. Okay. There's a message for me and for you, group number 1. So if you notice physical bodily symptoms of energy kind of getting stuck there, maybe it shows up as anxiety, maybe it shows up as aches and pains, maybe it shows up as headaches or just feeling overwhelmed. That's an indication that you've taken on the energy from other people and you need to excrete it. Okay. That's a very good message for us because that helps you to level up and to make the right decisions because you can see more clearly. Your intuition is not being obscured by the energy and dross of other people that you've taken on. And dross is a term that I used to use when I did energy healing work with clients. Dross is lower vibrational energy, either emotional, mental, or otherwise, that we can sometimes either create for ourselves in our own experiences or take on from other people. And I see that a lot of the time here, you take on that from other people unconsciously. You're a sponge, group 1. You got to wring that sponge out, keep it clean. Okay, family. Yeah, so boundaries with family, boundaries with friends, boundaries with yourself really is the core of this, because if you don't have boundaries with yourself, then you will not have boundaries with any other person outside of you. So that's really the core of that. Now, you also have the palm tree in the family position. Let me just tune into this one. Yeah, okay, they're reminding me of the grandparent card. So again, there's something to do with a grandparent. Oh, your grandparent wants to give you something. I think that's why they were saying something in the room with you. Yeah, this grandparent is really like looking out for you, whether it's the higher self of a grandparent who's still here, or whether it's the spirit or the soul of a grandparent who has crossed over. Whatever the case is, they want to give you something and they're trying to give you something, but I think you've kind of had a hard time receiving it. This could be due to some self-worth issues. Sometimes when we feel unworthy, we can unconsciously block gifts from the universe or from family, friends, that kind of thing. But I feel like there's a vacation. Yeah, there is. And the Spirit is saying, no, not just a vacation, a whole new lifestyle. Oh, there's a whole new lifestyle that your spirit family is and your grandparent is trying to bring to you, but you're saying no to it on some unconscious level. It does feel a little bit like resistance caused by unworthiness. And it's indirectly related to these romance things, because it's really about worthiness and commitment to yourself, personal boundaries, personal self-care. That's really the focus I see in this reading. That's what's going to help you level up. Avoiding things that drain you, avoiding things that really don't give to you in that way, or that take you off track. And by staying committed to yourself, being loyal to yourself, and allowing yourself to feel secure in your own boundaries, what you will and won't accept, what you will and won't take on, how you move energy through you, how you love yourself. I see this opening up that warp tube for you to really quantum leap to the next level. And that's the lifestyle that your grandparent is talking about here. This is like, they're saying permanent vacation. Permanent vacation. It's like your life is going to feel like a permanent vacation, like a tropical vacation. Wow. So maybe look at why you may have been unconsciously pushing that away. Do you feel worthy of living that lifestyle? Do you feel worthy of releasing that which is stressing you out? Do you feel worthy, or can you make those sacrifices to remain committed and disciplined in a way that is going to bring this opportunity about, or at least like give you that feeling of worthiness so that you can create that for yourself or receive it? Yeah, permanent vacation. They keep repeating that in my head. Wow. But it's all about your choices. It's very much about your free will. So it's like you can block it, or you can choose it and quantum leap there. Okay, they're taking me to these ones now in the home front. So we have this one kind of reminds me of like sweat, like you've been working really hard at something behind the scenes in your home life. And especially with the mouse here, it's like you've been quiet about it. You've been diligently working at something behind the scenes, maybe late at night, because they just showed me a mouse like scurrying around in the dark when everyone else is asleep. And they're very industrious, the mice. And so they're showing me you kind of like, you're small, and so people don't necessarily see you, but you're working really hard behind the scenes, group number one. And I think that this is the learning that you're doing. It's the hard work that you're putting in. You are bossing up, is what Spirit just said. You are bossing up, and that's going to affect how you choose and interact within your relationships, not just romance, although that's a huge part of this, but also in your friendships, your family, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. And how you play the game will improve. They're showing me like a transition from playing catch in the backyard with somebody who's not very good at it or who doesn't really want to play with you, to playing in Major League Baseball and getting paid like exponentially huge amounts of money and having adoring fans and really like rocking it, like being very, very skilled, very talented at what you do. And it's like you've had to practice this. You've had to be really diligent behind the scenes to put in the work when nobody was looking. It's like you've been that quiet little mouse who's just been very industrious, is what they keep saying. Very interesting. And this is in the home front. So it's kind of like when you're at home, this is when you're catalyzing all of these changes. Maybe this is when you're looking up information. Maybe this is when you're reading things or watching videos, or maybe this is where you're doing work. Like if you work from home, maybe that's why the work category is empty. Or this is just where a lot of the work is happening, is from home. Okay, they're saying we can get a few charms as well. So for group one, what else do they need to know, Spirit, about beating the level? Oops. Okay, the turquoise bead rolled off the table and it rolled across the room and underneath one of the tables that I have here. So Yeah, I'm going to pick that up, but I'll do it after. So turquoise, just this kind of speaks to me of spiritual cleansing. It's like it might have been something you've been avoiding doing, or you just haven't really been kind of focusing on that. But they're saying it is important that you do, that you don't ignore or kind of let these things just slide. And they're telling me now to go pick it up because I'm like, I want to do it later. And they're like, no, go do it now. So this is the message. If you've been procrastinating on your spiritual cleansing, they're like, you need to start doing that regularly, and you need to like go after that if you've been avoiding it, because that's what's going to help you level up. Okay, there it is. Little turquoise bead here. And they do want me to put it in the friends category. It's kind of like, wow, did you see that? It rolled onto the line between friends and family. So it's kind of like, yeah, friends and family. It's cleansing any of these energies of relationships with other people. Now you do have the live, laugh, love charm as well. And this does speak to me of the home. You know, you often see live, laugh, love boards and things like that in the home as like decoration. So I feel like this is very much to do with your home life, but also to do with, you know, your friends. And I think this can also be about embracing the relationships in your life that give you that sense of life and laughter and love. You know, recycling those emotions are going to be positive, whereas in the past maybe you've really just kind of taken on the stress and worry. In the home front, we have this pin that kind of looks like someone hugging someone else, or someone with their arm around the other person. And I feel like this is, again, it's all to do with relationships. Yeah, it's very heart chakra because it is green, and we're talking a lot about relationships in your reading. So heart chakra healing is being emphasized here. Working on that behind the scenes could be something that you are doing, or that you could be doing to help yourself level up. Now, this is really cool. In the work front, you have the diamond, and also this is like pearl with diamonds and stuff like that. So both of these speak to me of value. Like these are both very, very valuable, luxurious things. So I feel like your work life is actually going to start to reflect a lot of worth for you, or there's going to be a lot of financial abundance that comes in the work front when a lot of these other areas or arenas in your life are balanced out. Ooh, we do have some spiritual guidance here. We have, I think this is holly, some kind of, it reminds me of, it's poinsettia. Right, thank you, Spirit. It's like a white poinsettia, which reminds me of Christmas or the winter time. So the spiritual guidance here feels there's something to do with offering up gifts, because what they showed me was actually somebody, you know, bringing a poinsettia as like a housewarming, or bringing a poinsettia to someone as a gift around the holidays. And so it's giving me this energy of like offering something. And I think part of the equation of offering is receiving. So it's like you can offer, and then you can also receive in return with gratitude. It's like the spirit of giving is what Spirit just said. Yeah, the spirit of giving is the guidance here. So how do you give? What place are you giving from? Is it coming from that authentic spirit of giving, which is unconditional and unlimited? Or is it coming from a feeling of obligation? Maybe because there's depletion or a sense of unworthiness in receiving. So it's like you have to be able to receive to give in an authentic way, is what they're saying here. And then finally, you have the pink heart in the romance sector. So yes, again, they are emphasizing that love is very important here, and that you can have what you desire on that front. But it is about focusing on your choices, your commitment and loyalty to your well-being and health, learning the skills to be able to make a commitment to loyal partners and partners who are going to be healthy for you. And they also just gave me the message, play the game by the rules, which to me thinks of like not cheating. It's like integrity. Playing by the rules is really about like, yeah, being authentic. Okay. Any final closing messages, Spirit? They said, nope, that's everything. So that is what I see for you, group number 1. To beat this level, it really is about putting in some hard work here in regard to learning and acquiring the skills or building the skill set to be able to quantum leap into this reality where you're able to receive and live this life of infinite abundance and permanent vacation type energy, where you have a sense of security, where you have long-term companionship and commitment that feels really authentic and pure, and where you're not taking on the stress, worry, and obligation from other people in your life, where you're really kind of prioritizing your needs, and then you're able to give back in a really authentic and unconditional way. All right, guys, so I hope this reading helped you in some way, or that it supported you on your journey or gave you some confirmation and insight. So thanks so much for being here, guys. I appreciate you being here on the channel. Thank you for clicking on the reading, for liking if you resonated with it, and for commenting below and letting me know how it applies if that is relevant to you. And if you like my reading style and you want to go deeper, we do have memberships available here on the channel, which will give you access to the members only readings, the live streams where I answer members' questions live on camera and connect to your energy psychically, as well as discounts on upcoming courses, downloads, and materials on my website. It's ToKittyandBeyond.com. If you guys are interested in joining, you also get ad-free viewing of the members only videos. So no ads on those, and you can check out the details through the join button, which should be next to the subscribe button. But if you don't see it there, that's because you're on an iOS device and you do have to go through the web version of YouTube or through a desktop computer. Thank you so much, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. If you chose the star, welcome to your reading. Let's find out how you can beat the level. So right away, even just with the image that you chose, I feel like you are powering up. The star in Super Mario was like the infinite power. So if you got the star power, you could run straight through the level. No bad guys could hurt you. You could really just kind of do like a speed run. So I feel like you guys you're accessing some kind of energy or motivation to just power through in a way that you maybe never have before, or that is quite rare, because that's what Spirit's telling me. It's like it's quite rare. It may happen from time to time, but it's just like you get this random spurt of energy and motivation, and you can complete like 10 months worth of work in like a matter of weeks, which is insane. Like that's so crazy. So let's look at your cards and find out what else you need to know, or how you're doing this in regard to beating this level. So I'm going to start from the top actually. So it says, take back your power. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Yeah, you've got star power. You've got star power, group number 2. You may be connected to group number 1 since I said that. You have a new start is coming, which is the new moon energy. So pay attention to the lunar cycles, or this could just be in regard to the fact that you are creating a new beginning by moving so quickly and beating this level really, really fast. You have trust, Vishnu, and brothers and sisters to get along with others, see the love and the best within them. You have forgiveness as well. I'm just going to move these over so that so that we have room actually. I don't even know if we can fit that last one in the top row here. And you have remain positive. Okay. So what is this star power that you guys are using to beat this level? It's interesting because both of these cards kind of look similar in the way that they, like whatever is behind them, they look similar, they feel similar to me. So trust and forgiveness are interrelated here. And since we have brothers and sisters, this could be with family, or it could be with people in general, as I tend to think of everyone on the planet as a brother and sister. So I get this feeling that you are kind of letting go of some things in the past that were keeping you down, really. It's like I think you're trusting yourself again. And they're showing me Vishnu here walking on the water. Yeah, and there's water in the forgiveness card too. It's giving me like Jesus vibes, where like you can do the impossible. You're walking on water. You've got that star power. And I think it's because you've been able to remain positive and you've kind of let go of some negative stuff from the past. And you're like, I'm not going to keep doing that same thing anymore. That pattern does not work for me. You're taking back your power by letting go of animosity is the word that they gave me. You're letting go of animosity through this energy of forgiveness and surrender. And as a result, it's like by turning the other cheek in a loving, non-self-deprecating, non-self-martyring way, you are really merging, is what they just told me, merging with this new beginning. So it's not even like you're creating a new beginning or anything. Oh yeah, and the star power, it's like you merge with the star and the star gives you that power. So there's something to do with you're merging with your own power. Okay. And it says power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So I feel like this is very much to do with you sort of merging back with your own power by getting rid of any animosity or that lower vibrational negative energy. And as a result, you're just feeling more positive and more capable and as a result, more motivated, like I was saying before. Like you're more motivated, you've got more energy, you feel better about things, you're very intentional, and you're implementing, and you're not relying on anything outside of you is what I'm seeing. It's kind of like if you had relied on, even like moon cycles or other people or God or source or your angels or anything. I feel like this is your moment to just really step into your own power, not looking outside of yourself for anything to give you results. I feel like you're like, I can do this and I'm going to trust myself to do this and I'm going to stand in my power and I'm just going to make it happen through my effort, through my hard work, through my positivity, because hard work doesn't always mean action. Like that's definitely part of it, but hard work can also be about remaining positive, especially if you're surrounded by people who are negative or if you've had negativity within you because of things that have happened in the past. It's hard work to let go of that. It's hard work to surrender. It's hard work to trust. It's hard work to trust yourself and step into your power, but you're doing that, group 2. Okay, I want to get some clarifiers. They're reminding me that I need to do the lists as well. So actually I'm going to grab some of these. You have the 4 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. So this is energy of resting, recuperating, moving away from negativity in the past, getting clarity. I just see you like really connecting to that forgiveness and trust energy. You're not putting up with any stress anymore. You're not allowing any negativity in your life. You're really just like, that's enough. I'm going to free myself to move away from that so that I can really find this inner sense of peace that gives me the capacity to be positive and feel motivated and therefore to create the results that I desire. Okay, so let's take a look at these and then we'll grab the categories and I'll explain how that works. So we have the Hanged Man or the Hanged Bunny in this deck. We have the Happy Squirrel. Look at that. Remain positive and happy squirrel. I feel like you guys are just really ecstatic, like having so much joy and positivity come as a result of this moment of surrender. It's like the more you surrender, the happier you become, the easier it becomes. I also see you connecting with people, maybe friendships that really bring you a sense of joy, because the Happy Squirrel and the brothers and sisters card here is kind of talking to me about relationships and loving relationships. Friends are kind of like the family we choose, or this could be with a biological brother or sister or otherwise. So yeah, I just feel like there's a great sense of peace and joy that is coming about because you're letting go of the pain of the past and stepping into this moment where only positivity can exist. That's what it feels like. You have the 7 of Pentacles. I see that you've been patient with what you've been manifesting. You have the 3 of Swords. So this was the pain that really stripped your power from you. This is the animosity they were talking about in the forgiveness card. This is maybe what caused you to not trust or to doubt. Could have been where there was pain within relationships. And then we have the Eight of Wands, things happening very quickly. Eight of Wands is that star power energy because it's the fastest moving energy. And that's what happens when you have star power. You can run super fast through the level. And like I said, you can get done way more in a shorter period of time because you can blast through any obstacles or enemies or obstructions. You can really just launch yourself. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're blasting through any of the obstructions. And if there was like things were not moving, now all of a sudden it's like whoosh, it starts moving all of a sudden. And it's just very, very sudden and abrupt is what I'm seeing here. It's like you felt stuck. You felt like you weren't moving. All of a sudden you surrender and you're like, I'm going to choose to stand in my power, which means remaining positive and letting go of anything that's, really preventing me from doing that. And then bam, all this positivity comes in. All these positive things come in as a result of your positivity. Okay, so let's get categories now. This is from the games categories, like the board game. And Spirit had me pull these out so that we can use them in the readings. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. So they're telling me to get 2 like I did for group 1. Okay. No way. Look at that. It's the same list. It's the same list. And it's 11-11 twice. So 1s in general are about new beginnings. That's the new moon energy. And it is about intention. And we did have the word, power and intention to manifest. That's exactly what 11s talk about. Now, the fact that you have 2 of the same one is significant. So this could, again, it could be like this energy is being mirrored back to you. So the more positive you are, the more positive your results are. The more you set these intentions and move forward, the quicker things move exponentially as a result of that. It's like your action is having way better results than it normally would because things are in alignment. That's what it feels like. So I'm actually going to flip over the second one and use list 12 just so that we can have some different, different info to go on with these. Okay, so what we're going to do is use the number dice to roll for a number on the cards here to get information and see how this applies to your reading. So for list 11, we have the number 9, which is TV shows and movies you don't like. Okay, and then, number 9 on list 12 is things at a birthday party. Okay, so TV shows and movies you don't like and things at a birthday party. Yeah, I feel like this is you not focusing on things you don't like anymore. You're just like, I'm not going to give my energy to that. And things at a birthday party makes me think of like presents and friendship, like birthdays are times that we gather with those that we love. I'm definitely feeling the presence though. It's like they're offering something to you here. The more that you tap into your inner peace and you really embody that positivity, the more that these presents come in. Look at that. It's like super fast they come in. Okay, let's see what else. They're actually telling me to do something a little different. So they want me to get, no? Which one? Okay, this is actually so crazy because list 11, and then I just looked over because I was like, maybe I should grab another one because they're kind of like, we got 2 of the same, even though I switched the backing on the other one. And right on top of the deck is list 11 again. So this is pretty significant. You've got 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Like there's so many ones here. So yeah, this is you really leveling up. And they're telling me to just read down the list instead of getting the numbers because they're like all of these are relevant. So you can just look at it that way instead of rolling like you do normally. Okay. So number 1 is things a baby does. Number 2 is ways to say hi and bye. Number 3 is shiny things. Number 4 is footwear. Number 5 is birds. Number 6 is things that jump or bounce. Number 7 is types of pie. Yum. Number 8 is found on public transportation. Number 9 is TV shows and movies you don't like. We obviously saw that one already. And then number 10 is reasons to skip school or work. 11 is things that are soft, and 12 is words with double letters. Okay, so double seems to be really important here. Obviously, we've had doubles of this one 3 times. That could be significant, like triple doubles. Shiny things is really standing out to me. Things that jump or bounce is really standing out to me. Yeah, and the words with double letters, things that are soft, makes me think of connections to people in a more vulnerable, authentic way. The shiny things, I feel like this is the shiny power, right? Like that's what the star power is. It's like shiny power. And so I feel like you're just like sparkling. Your aura is sparkling, and therefore you have this power you didn't have before to jump or bounce it like really fast through this level and to come out the other side successful in that. Things a baby does and footwear, I feel like, and birds, that they're telling me these things as well. So things a baby does is learn to walk. Footwear, it's kind of like they learn to crawl and then they put on their shoes. They learn to walk, they learn to run. And then birds, they learn to fly. So I feel like you're jumping from like each stage, you're leveling up really quickly. And there's a level of celebration in that. It could be a reason to skip school or work because you are celebrating the fact that you've really exponentially expanded your level of success within a very short period of time. It's almost like it's being matched by the universe. So everything that you invest is kind of tripled. It's like, okay, yeah, it's like the rule of 3. So if you set this intention in your aligned empowerment, it's like not only do you get that mirrored back to you, you get it triple time. So again, that star power is really just wow, amazing. You guys, you're leveling up so fast. I almost feel like you're moving so fast that you feel like you're standing still, but it's not the case. Like you're moving so fast that you don't see how quickly everything is moving past you. Now they're showing me things that jump or bounce. They're showing me like someone on the moon taking huge jumps. The higher gravity here on Earth would prevent you from jumping, making those big leaps. But it's like you've got moon energy about you. You've got like Jesus energy at this time. It's just really about alignment, but there's like less gravity, there's less weight, because I think you've shed some of that through forgiveness, trust, and surrender. And that positivity kind of buoys you up, raises your frequency. And as a result, you're able to just leap like that, like a moon bounce. I do have a lot of stuff here about like birthday parties, like pie, cake, birthday parties, moon bounce even reminds me of like a kid's birthday party with like the bouncy castles. So I feel like this is to do with fun. You're having fun. You are enjoying your experiences with others, maybe in a way that you didn't in the past, because you're more open-hearted, you're more positive and optimistic about these relationships. I feel like you're getting out of your comfort zone, and you're able to say goodbye to the things that didn't work, to let that go, and to say hi to the new things. You're progressing really quickly, group number 2. Very, very fast. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the fireside story dice, and I created a new thing to use them with. So I did like a little DIY charm chart. So what we're going to do is use the fireside story dice. We'll also get some charms after as well to see some additional information here in regards to beating this level, which I see that you're definitely doing. Oops. Okay, so for group number 2, what else do they need to know about beating this level? So the ones that fell off the board, I'm just going to place them where they were kind of closest. Ooh, this one's like right on the line. So I'm going to put it in friends, but I think that the hot dog applies to both friends and family. Okay, self. This one is, again, it's like right in between, but I think it's ever so slightly more on the side of spiritual guidance, and then work. Okay, let's start with home. For whatever reason, I'm getting the message of that you're fixing something to do with your self-esteem in relation to your home, or maybe you're fixing this self-esteem thing at home, and this is what's really helping you to level up. Because the reindeer here is kind of making me think of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and he was teased for being different, but then, you know, his uniqueness actually became an asset, and he was needed, and then he was revered, which I think is kind of bullcrap that people hated on him for being different, and he was only loved once he became useful. But you know, the tools here can also speak of usefulness. So yeah, it does feel like that. Like maybe you're just feeling more useful around the home and you're getting appreciation for that, or you're feeling more accepting and loving yourself more, seeing your uniqueness as an asset. Yeah. Okay, we don't have anything in family except for the hot dog did come up sort of in between. The hot dog makes me think of like, oh, you're hot dogging it. You think you're, you know, hot-ish or whatever. And this angry face is kind of like, whatever, I don't have to. Maybe people think that you are acting like a hot dog because now all of a sudden you've got all this power and you're stepping into your unique gift, which is an asset now, and fixing things. And maybe your friends are somehow jealous of that. I don't know. But I think that there's forgiveness here and that you're remaining positive, even if that is the case, because you see everyone as a brother and a sister, and you trust and understand that you're in control of how you relate to them or how you allow them to influence you. And I don't see you kind of taking any of that energy on, where maybe you would have in the past. Maybe if there was jealousy or judgment, you would have internalized that. But I think right now, because you have this star power, you're just like, no, I'm not going to let that affect me. And since the star power and the reindeer here, Rudolph, is like famous, you may actually be gaining a lot of notoriety. This could be part of you beating the level. You may be, getting a lot of public recognition or success that is very, it's like easily perceived by you stepping into your power. It's like you're having some outward kind of success that other people can observe. And even like Jesus, we did have that reference of Jesus come up, and that feels like, you know, he was obviously one of the most famous people in history. So I feel like, I don't know if that's, you know, the case here, but it's just like, yeah, they did. They just gave me the line from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer where it goes, "You'll go down in history." So this is something to do with notoriety that will go down in history in some way, whether it's worldwide or whether it's just within your friend group or your community. But it's that energy nonetheless. And I think that there are some people who are a bit chuffed about that because they're kind of like, well, it should have been me. But are those really good friends then? You know, I mean, if your friends are really that jealous, maybe they're not the right friends to have. If you are able to forgive them and not internalize that energy, then you can kind of just let it go and understand or have compassion for them, I suppose. But yeah, I do see that. I do see your friends being a little bit jealous. Now, social media, you have the number 1 and like the finger up like this. So I feel like this is number 1. Yeah, because they're showing me in my mind's eye, you know, those big foam fingers that you get at sporting events. It's like, we're number 1. And there's people cheering for you. So you may be getting notoriety on social media. Like you might have something that goes viral. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Not just viral is what Spirit told me. Something extremely valuable that gets a lot of attention and support. Okay. Because it's like you're doing something for people in a way that it's extremely valuable. Like Rudolph, without his nose, presents would not have been delivered to children all over the world. Same thing with Jesus. Like the reason he was famous was not just because he knew how to take a good selfie. Obviously, they didn't have that back then, but it was because he healed people and he loved them unconditionally, and he walked that talk, and he taught, and he forgave. You know, it's like you're number 1 because you are fully in your aligned divine power. Divine power. Wow. Ooh. Now in self, we have, this is reminding me of like the Macaulay Culkin face when he slaps the, the aftershave on. And you have vacations, and that again, that's reminding me of the Home Alone. And there's so many references to Christmas here. Jesus was born on Christmas Day. You have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You even have a tree over here, Christmas tree. And Home Alone is a movie about Christmas, where his parents go away for Christmas vacation and he's left alone to fend for himself, but he really enjoys it. But he learns the value of family because he was so claustrophobic with his connections and his family that he wanted time alone, and then he got his wish granted, but then realized he wanted and really valued connection. There's something about that here, okay? Because we did have, Christmas and connection. Something could be happening around Christmas time, or it could just be these themes that we're seeing with Rudolph and Jesus and Home Alone. It's kind of like these themes of wanting connection with people, but maybe feeling like an outcast or feeling like you don't quite fit in. And then something happens that really kind of gives you the capacity to experience what you've been dreaming of. And then you realize how important and valuable friendship actually is, but like the right friendship. Because they're also showing me Jesus's disciples, and he was betrayed by Judas. So watch out for Judas in your friend group, group number 2. You'll know who this person is by how you feel around them. If you don't feel comfortable talking about your successes around them, if you feel guilty or ashamed, or there's just like a sense of resistance to sharing your wins with them, if they make you feel bad about it in some way, that's your hint that that person is coming from an energy of jealousy, and they're not necessarily someone you want to associate with on that level. Okay, so for romance, we have the camera and the Christmas tree. And you know what the Christmas tree also reminds me of? Evergreen. Something that is evergreen never goes out of style. You can make it once, especially since we have the camera here. It's like content that you can make once that never goes out of style, that people can consistently search for, especially since we have social media. So you might be making content in regard to romance that people can consistently come back to time and time again. And it's creating this like this expansion effect, or it's really, propelling you super fast. Like, look at this. Doesn't that remind you of the star power? Just like whoo, rushing, like you've got like firepower here that's like rocketing out the back, right? And now they're showing me the movie, what is it? The Santa Claus, when they've got like the rockets on the back of no, that's not the Santa Claus, that's Elf. When they put the rockets on the back of the Santa's sleigh. So the spiritual guidance here, I think, is really just like, embrace this rocket fuel that you've been given and go full force is what they're saying. Like, don't hold back. When this energy hits, go ahead, go full on. Let it fly is what they said. Let it fly. Hold on, I want to go back to romance for a second because there's something that I missed here. They want me to talk about taking pictures around Christmas. So this could be some significant time where something levels up for you in your life. I don't know when you're watching this because it is a timeless reading, but whatever Christmas is upcoming in the year from the point that you're watching this video, they're saying that there's going to be like some noteworthy things that happen around that time. You might be wanting to like document your successes or document maybe a new relationship or a positive kind of level up in an existing romantic relationship around that time. I just heard proposals. So some of you might be getting proposals around Christmas time if you're in a commitment or you end up being in one by that time. And yeah, it's like there's pictures, and it's not just pictures because it's Christmas. I'm seeing like there's that additional reason to it. Okay, so now work, you have the pig. And this makes me feel like, it makes me feel like you're kind of greedy about, like not greedy in a bad way, but you're just like, you're greedy about your work in the sense that you're so dedicated to it. You're almost like a little bit obsessed with it is what I'm seeing. And I think that's what's giving you this really intense motivation to just like power up in such a way and really make things move so fast, is because there's like this this sense of I need to do this and I want more, and it's almost like this a little bit of an insatiable feeling, but in this sense it's actually positive because it's not coming from a lack, it's coming from this alignment. So that's the difference, like same action but different intention and different therefore outcome. Because if you were doing this greedy sort of work out of lack, you would experience lack. You would drain your energy, you would burn out, you would become unmotivated, and then you wouldn't see any results. But because this sort of greedy, obsessive, passionate energy is coming from alignment, it's like it's because spirit has lit a fire under your butt, is what they're saying. You've been activated, basically. And that's why you have this rocket fuel launching you forward, and there's this insatiableness to the work that you're doing because you're so passionate about it. Yeah, wow. And I just went up to check the time on the camera and it was 33:11. That'll be different for you because I edit everything together. But yeah, you have more 11s and they're reminding me that we had those 3 11s. Oh yeah, 3 11s and it was 3-3-11. Right. So 3s and 1s could be significant for you. The 3 represents the Trinity. It's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I don't know why they're bringing so much to do with Jesus up in your reading. And then the 11. The 11 is a twin flame number too. I don't know if that's relevant for you guys. We do have a little bit of energy here in romance. And when I do think of Jesus, I think of the divine masculine and Mary as the divine feminine. So I feel like there could be something to do with twin flames involved here, but I don't see anything else in regard to that, so I won't go into it. Okay, let's get some charms for you, group 2. They really want me to shuffle these up now. Okay. Okay. So this one's more in this side. So is this one. Oh, that one's across all 3 and they want me to leave it that way. And then this one being in the middle is significant too. All right, so we have the flower of life in the very center of your reading. That is extremely significant. This is the expansion that we're seeing here because the flower of life represents the expansion of consciousness. So it's like the all consciousness that then created or replicated itself. Oh, that's the 11, right? No, they're telling me that's the Trinity. Because it went 1, 2, 3. So there was this replication in triplicate and it just expanded exponentially out from there. And then we see this in the pattern of the flower of life. If I can get this up for you guys. So it's the oneness and it's the everything being connected. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to start with work and then I'm going to work my way over. So you have, oh my God. Again, we have reference to God, but no, it could just be like you're just blown away by how much stamina you have all of a sudden to really put in the effort or put in the work here when it comes to what it is that you're doing. The pink sparkly heart, this does speak of romance, and since we do have things to do with romance here connected to social media and connected to work, this could be something that you're doing for work, or your romantic life and social media and work could have some interrelation to them. Now we have this little charm, which is a galaxy. So it looks like the galaxy. And I feel like this is to do with the infinite power that you are stepping into. It's kind of like you're containing the galaxy in this little thing. And they're showing me in my mind, in Men in Black, when the galaxy is contained in Orion's belt, which is the cat's collar, it's a little charm, and it's an entire galaxy in that little thing. And it's like they couldn't figure it out. How can a galaxy be in something small? But it's like this huge, massive power inside a tiny, tiny little package. Oh, and gifts. Christmas speaks of gifts. Didn't we have stuff to do with presents before too? Yeah, we did. Birthday presents. And Jesus's birthday is on Christmas. So we come full circle back to birthdays again and presents. And they were like, big things come in small packages. Oh. So there's a present that you're being given or that you're unlocking within yourself that is a massive, massive amount of power. And in that power, look at this, we even have dance power. Power. You're unlocking a massive amount of power, group number 2. And it's like it's coming in a very small package, but it's just like massively leveling you up. And with the car here and the flames coming out the back of it, it's reminding me of I watched Home last night. I referenced Home in the Lemuria reading as well. I think it was actually group number 2. But I watched it last night. It was on Stars. And in the movie, they have a car that can go super fast and like maneuver and do all of these cool things. And they even like launch really super fast at one point because they find this like power core that's very small inside an alien spaceship. There's something to do with like aliens and galactic energy. And I did just reference the Lemurian stuff. So you guys might be connected to, you're a starseed. Yeah, definitely a starseed. You're connecting to some galactic infinite energy source within you. It's spiritual and it's galactic. It's ancient too, with the Mexico or the Mesoamerican spoon. But yeah, I feel like you guys are just going to be going really super fast towards your goal. The home with dance power, again, I feel like you're really stepping into some power in the home in some way. Family, you have the earplug. So your family might not want to hear some of this, or you may not want to hear what your family has to say because maybe they don't agree with what you're doing, or maybe they're keeping something from you, or you're keeping something from them. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of a block there with the family. Right, and the hot dog did come between friends and family, so I feel like there could be some family members who are jealous of what you're doing, or they don't really agree with you. And same thing with friends. Now you do have the diamond here, the colorful diamond in the friends category, and this spoon, which when it's upright makes me think of nourishment, like your needs being met. And since it's right across family, friends, and social media, since we do tend to interact with friends and family on social media, I feel like there's something to be gained here. There's some kind of nourishment that is going to come from you understanding why some of these people don't agree with you, or why some of your friends are jealous, and forgiving them. This is part of the level up, is what they're showing me. There's a diamond in the rough there, because it's teaching you how to, and we did have that reference of turning the other cheek. It's teaching you how to forgive and understand that people don't always understand what they're doing. Yeah, because they're giving me the quote, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." You're like, I see their hearts, and their hearts are pure, but they're coming from the ego, and that ego is distorted, and therefore there's a projection of lack that they are casting onto you, even though your aligned success has been earned. They might doubt that because they have not lived up to their own potential, and then they're projecting that onto you. So I feel like you do a lot of meditation around this, and you allow yourself to move out of situations where that projection is happening, but at the same time, you're also forgiving. So I don't see you cutting any people out. I see you just kind of being like, that's okay. It's all right. I understand, and I'm not going to take it personally. Good for you. Wow. It takes a lot of strength to do that. All right. I think that is everything, group number 2. So really, this level up for you is mega powerful. I've never seen anything like this. You're going to be moving so fast. You're just going to be a blur. You're going to be like the Flash, because I was thinking, I saw the Flash in my mind, and then they had my eyes look over, and on the side of this block is the lightning bolt. So yeah, you're going to be moving like the Flash. You're going to have big progress when you're stepping into this power, and you're going to go down in history in some way. Let me know how this plays out. I'm so curious. Yeah, people are going to be going, oh my God, wow, look at you go. So that is what I see for you, group 2. I hope that this resonated and supported you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for liking the video if you did. And comment below. Let me know how it resonates, or how this may have already begun to play out for you. And if you enjoy my reading style and you want to go deeper here on the channel, I do have memberships available where you can gain access to ad-free, members-only videos where we have all sorts of pick-a cards. We do weekly 7-day week ahead forecasts. We do tutorials, as well as the once monthly live members-only streams where you guys can come on and actually ask me questions in the chat, and I'll connect to you psychically and pull cards, and maybe even do energy healing too. So if you guys are interested in any of that, you can find the information through the join button. And if you don't see it there, that means you're on an iOS device, and you will need to go through either the web page of YouTube or through a desktop computer. So thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the mystery block, then this is going to be your level up reading. The first thing that I'm feeling from the mystery block is kind of like there's some kind of an unknown prize, because in Super Mario, when you would jump and hit those blocks, you wouldn't really know what you would get. You could get a mushroom, which would make you bigger. You could get flower power, which would give you the power to shoot fireballs. You could get, a feather that would make you be able to fly. So there was always something really good that you would get from it. Maybe you would even get star power. And if that's the case, then you would want to watch group number 2, because that was a super powerful reading. So very interesting. I'm interested to see what this mystery box holds for you. So let's take a look at your cards. You have gifts from God. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like a gift. This mystery box always gives you some kind of a gift to help you to beat the level. So it says, Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Yeah, so the gift comes out, and then you have to catch the gift. You have to jump up and get it. The mushrooms would come up and they would start moving, and you'd have to run after them, but some of them would just sit there and you could just jump up and get it. So it really depends on the gift. Let's find out what this gift is. You have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. So I feel like this is you showing off your gifts too, by the way. It's like maybe you've been blessed. Yeah, you've been blessed, and you have all of these natural talents and gifts and skills. Like you've got all of them. You've got the flower power, you've got the feather, you've got the mushroom. And it's about showing the world this, maybe going public with it. You have power of joy. The happy Buddha and the rainbow is so beautiful. I love this card. So I feel like I feel like you guys are connected to group 2, but yeah, the power of joy really stands out to me here. So the more that you can be in joy, the more that you'll feel capable or ready to show the world the real you and to express your gifts. Or, also, I think expressing your gifts is going to bring you a lot of joy, and that's what helps you beat the level or to level up significantly. You have try something new. You'll only know that you can do something if you try. Oh, so you might be called to try something new that unlocks a gift for you. Oh, yeah, they're showing me it's like a new level. There's a mystery box, and you hit it, and because it's a new level, you get a new skill. And you're like trying it out and learning to work with it. And maybe you're not quite showing the world it yet. Maybe you're still working with it and practicing, practicing working with that energy. You have teamwork. Work with others to make this situation come about. So if you felt blocked, they are recommending working with other people to help you out here. And look at that, the unicorns in both of these cards are with other animals. So the unicorn and the cat, and then you have the unicorn, the dolphin, and the orca. So I feel like there's like interspecies kind of teamwork here. You know what I mean? Like you and people who you normally wouldn't associate with, all of a sudden you guys kind of, you team up and you have complementary skills or gifts that can help you to beat this level or to level up significantly in some way. That's really coming through strongly. Okay. You have ask your angels, and in the near future. You guys did get 2 of these cards. Every other group got 1, but Spirit told me to grab the second one for you. So ask your angels and in the near future. I feel like this is something you've prayed for, group number 3. Because they're showing me this person, they're looking like a disciple in the temple, you know, and they've come to pray, and then the angel actually shows up and confirms. It's like instead of just praying and hoping for the best, it's like you've actually manifested something here, and there are gifts from God coming in. And I'm seeing partnerships being significant in the near future. There's 2 angels here. So again, I'm seeing like teamwork, working with somebody else who complements your energy or helps you to level up this skill. It feels like a friend, like I'm getting like friend energy. Somebody who becomes a really good friend to you, or who is a really good friend to you. But I feel like it's somebody new. Not necessarily an old friend or an existing friend. It's somebody new who you've attracted through your embodiment of the power of joy. And as a result, I think you're more apt to show the real you. And as a result of that, then you've sort of magnetized to you this person who wants to work with you because they see the real authentic you and they resonate with that. Even though they're different, you guys are complementary in that way, where you can relate to one another, and there's like a symbiosis. Symbiosis is kind of like it's a win-win situation where what you need, they are able to provide, and what they need, you're able to provide. And so you both really harmoniously coexist, you know, and that's what teamwork is. Because they're showing me like in sports, not every single player plays the same position. If they did, the team would not be successful and you would lose the game. You wouldn't beat the level, you know what I mean? Whereas if you have, you need a goalie, or you need a left wing, you need a right wing, you need a center, you need somebody who's like the shooter or the pitcher or the catcher, you need people in different positions with different skill sets, even though you're all playing the same game. And that's what I'm seeing here is like, this is a friend or an ally or a colleague who comes in and really helps you to play the game better. And as a result, you're more successful, and you're able to use your gifts effortlessly, is what Spirit just said, effortlessly. So now we're going to get some categories cards. So these are from the board games categories. Spirit prompted me to pull these out and to use them in the readings. So what I do is we're just going to grab a couple of these. And they want one more for you guys. You guys are getting all the extra bonus cards. Getting extra gifts here. So you've got list 1, list 3, and list 15. So what I'm going to do is roll the number dice to see what specific messages are relevant in these cards. So I'm going to go number 1 first. And we have 7. And 7 on list 1 is items in this room. Okay. List 15, we have number 2, activities for a day off. And list 3, number 10, things you can do in 5 minutes or less. That is so funny. So items in the room, activities for a day off, and things you can do in 5 minutes or less. This feels like some kind of I just heard the word task. I was going to say like a game, especially since we just, we're using this categories cards, and these are from a game that is an activity for a day off. which is physically in the room with me. But I feel like for you, group number 3, it's going to be different for everyone, but it's something that is nearby to you or in the room. And it's something that is going to help you it's going to bring joy. That's what they're telling me. It's going to bring you joy, and you can do it in 5 minutes or less. So it's fast, it's efficient. It could be your phone, because they did just show me a phone. It could be a game on your phone. It could be calling a friend. It could be posting something new in a new way. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to roll again for each one. So for 1, you have a 6. So 6 is excuses for being late. Okay. List 15, you have 1, street names. Excuses for being late and street names. Maybe you're trying to find something on a particular street and you're late because the street names were wrong. That's so funny. List 3. Oops. You have 12. Found in a basement. Very interesting. So I feel like group number 3, you may be in a basement or there could be something that brings you joy in a basement. And they've really emphasized here taking some time off, because it says activities for a day off and then reasons or excuses for being late. So it kind of gives me this feeling of like you just taking your time almost, and it says you can do it in 5 minutes or less, so it's fast. But I do feel like it's something that it kind of helps you to take your time, but it is something that's fairly quick. Yeah, I feel like street names are significant here. And they're saying street names and ask your angels. So there may be like an angel street name, or there could be a street name that you're wanting to ask your guides about. I don't know how that's relevant, but if it's coming through, I have to say it. Okay, they're wanting me to roll for each one more time. So for group 1, we have 6. That's the same one. Again, excuses for being late. They always do that when they want to emphasize something that I've missed. Excuses for being late. Okay, what's coming to mind with this is actually, the actual excuses for being late, which in this case, what I'm seeing in the teamwork card is this brick wall that's kind of preventing the horse from getting to the other side. But then he manages, because this unicorn looks like the same one almost, and it's kind of like, okay, now he's in the ocean and he's riding this wave. So where there may have been an excuse, like a block that kept you from experiencing this forward movement, I feel like now all of a sudden there's a breakthrough. Let's get another one for list 15. Number 9, terms of endearment. Oh, that's sweet, terms of endearment. So this could be, and again, they're bringing me back to street names. It could be a street name that is like a term of endearment. That's not going to apply to everyone, but when a message comes through this strongly and they keep repeating it, it's important for someone. And they keep saying, ask your angels, ask your angels. It could be something to do with, like a street name that's got something to do with love on it. And it's like there's maybe something there in a basement. But let's get for list 3. Number 10, things you can do in 5 minutes or less. Yeah, we had that one. So again, they're asking you to try something new here, and it's something fast, obviously. Feels like there's something to do with a meeting. No, they said not a meeting. An interaction. Well, isn't that the same thing? Yes, but it implies a different connotation. Oh, sorry, I'm like having an out loud conversation with spirit and I'm like narrating for both sides right now. Okay, so it's an interaction of some kind. Oh, right, because I see why they wanted to clarify the usage of my word meeting, because meeting implies that you've gone there intentionally, you're meeting someone, maybe you're spending some time with them, and they're saying, no, it's an interaction in the sense that it happens quickly. It's within 5 minutes or less. You bump into someone, or you mention something in passing, or maybe it's like a fleeting something or other from a stranger. Could be in a basement. Could be when you are in a basement, or this place could be in a basement or near somewhere that's a basement, and it's on a street name that has something to do with angels or something to do with a term of endearment. And even though it takes about 5 minutes, maybe you're on your way to work or something like that, and then you have an excuse for being late because you're like, wow, this crazy thing just happened. Let me tell you about it. Or I just met this person, and yeah, I don't know. It's in the near future, so this is not something that's happened yet. They're giving me the go-ahead to go on the charms now. I created a little DIY charm mat so that we can get more information. So we're going to start with the Fireside Story dice. So for group number 3, Spirit, what else do they need to know about beating this leveling up and using these gifts or receiving these gifts? Whoa, geez Louise. Okay, so we have like an explosion of blocks. I'm gonna try and put them into the relevant houses that they fell into or near. So the ones that are out of the box here, I'm gonna put where I feel like they are closest to. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So yeah, let's start with work because I feel like there's something to do with work here. They did mention that. Oops, I missed one. There we go. So we have the little veggies. There's like a broccoli, some carrots, and some peas there in the work environment. And I just heard 2 peas in a pod. So this could be somebody who joins your team at work. It could be somebody that, again, you just meet in passing, like you just bump into them on your way to work and it makes you late. But you guys end up being 2 peas in a pod. Because again, I'm seeing like best friend energy, but you haven't met them yet. In the home, you have the vacation block. So there's like waves on the ocean, little beach chair, umbrella, and the sun. So you guys may actually be taking some time off because they did mention something about, activities for a day off. This might be actually on a day off. Oh, yeah, it's like you got the day off from work, and they just showed me on this card reasons to have a party. And then they drew my attention to the little party block that you have under family. So you might be you're doing something on your day off and it leads you into a connection where you do something that is like a party, or it's a reason to have a party, maybe to celebrate. Now you also have the tools under family, and you also have the cow, but the tools here are making me think of improvements. They just gave me the show, like they showed me the cover image for the show Home Improvement with Tim Allen. Oh. Oh, and Wilson, was it Wilson, his neighbor? I don't remember if his name was actually Wilson, but the neighbor who was always behind the fence, and they showed me the on the card here, there's like this barrier between them. So this maybe it's like a new neighbor who's moving into your building or to your neighborhood. Maybe it's, somebody who's coming into your area. Maybe they live in a basement suite next to you or near to you. And Spirit just said this is a fix-up. This is a gift from God, in the sense that this person is it's part of your soul family. That's why you're 2 peas in a pod. And they were called to live near you, or to be at that place that you bump into them, because you are family. Oh, wow. Wow. That's why they're like, celebrate good times, come on. So they're really like, Spirit is having a party over this, because they're like, it's a reunion. You're reuniting with somebody who's part of your soul family, and they mean a lot to you. And they're really coming in at the perfect time where you guys can really mutually expand. Like you're helping them to level up and they're helping you to level up. So again, it's like a win-win. Okay, the cow in family. I just heard don't have a cow, man, and they showed me Bart Simpson. So you guys might actually have like something in common in regard to the media that you like. Or this could just be about relaxing. Like maybe you're rushing around, you're even though it's your day off, maybe you're still thinking about work, something like that. And this person helps you to like relax. Yeah, look at this. And in friends, you have the heart eyes and the footsteps. So I feel like this person is coming toward you and you're going to absolutely love them. Like I just keep saying, it's like best friend energy. This is somebody who's like, you're two peas in a pod. Yeah, they keep saying that, two peas in a pod. Like you come from completely different backgrounds, but you're soul family. So you guys are you're soul friends. Yeah. Wow. And they're coming in the near future. They've mentioned that several times now. Social media, you have some stress here. You might want to take a break from social media, group 3, for whatever reason that could be causing you a little bit of worry or stress, and they just want you to like take some time off. Maybe that's why they mentioned the phone earlier. Yeah, it's kind of like if you've been distracted by your phone, maybe that's an excuse to keep you kind of distracted. And what they're saying is like, if you just get off your phone and go outside, you're going to meet this person, like take the day off. Yeah, just abstain from social media for the day, and then you'll be kind of forced to go out into the world and try something new, like go somewhere you've never been or do something in a way you never have, and then you're going to get a different result. Because they're saying the self category is empty here, so they want you to focus on yourself a little bit more, because maybe you've been stressed out with social media or with work, and you just kind of need to take a break is what I'm seeing. Now with romance, we have the Fall and the Cat, and I love that you have the cat here, since you had the cat being the friend in the teamwork card. So I feel like this is somebody who is like I don't know if it's a romantic partner. I'm not really getting that, but this could be somebody who kind of like becomes your confidant is what I just heard. Your confidant. It's like your companion. So it's not necessarily romantic in the sense that it's, you know, that kind of a relationship. I just feel like this person is your companion. And the fall could be significant, like fall time. So again, this is a timeless reading. But September, October, November could be significant, but I'm specifically hearing October. And they're showing me the cat as kind of like a black cat, like Halloween. Yeah, so that's confirmation of that. Thank you, Spirit. And this could lead to romance in an indirect way, like maybe this person connects you with someone else. Or this person just opens your heart in a way that helps you to deepen your existing relationships, or to open yourself up for more. I feel like this person is very sensitive, like this new friend coming in. They're very sensitive, like cats are very sensitive. I love cats. My cat Kitty is my best friend, and we've been together for over a decade. So I feel like this is that kind of a relationship where your soul family, you stay together, you know what I mean? This is like the friends that are basically like family. Now, spiritual guidance. We have the clapping hands and the mushroom cloud, like the nuclear explosion. I just heard let the dust settle. I'm also seeing that your spirit team are clapping for you. They're cheering you on as you go through some kind of a blow up. And I don't mean blow up as in like a negative thing, like a blow up between friends or family. I don't think this is interpersonal. I think there's something that's kind of going nuclear in your life, in the sense that it's a large amount of power being expressed in a short amount of time. And they're clapping for you. The spiritual guidance is like, cheer this on because it's actually a good thing. Even if it feels a bit like a tower moment, I get the sense that this nuclear explosion that's happening in your spiritual self, like it is something very internal. It's not like something external in your life. It's actually a really good thing, and it's for your highest good. It's like a gift. Yeah, it's a gift from God. So there's going to be reason to celebrate because you're blowing up in some way. Like Yeah, just expansion, like all this energy that's been pent up is finally getting released. And there's going to be a lot of positive things that come from that, like this relationship with this friend, taking some time off, worrying less. Yeah, focusing on healthy choices for work and romance and friendship. We did forget to get any tarot clarifiers, so I'm going to do that now, and I'm actually going to clarify the spiritual guidance here. Can I get some clarity on the spiritual guidance here, Spirit? These three? Yeah. Okay, we have the Two of Cups. So relationships are definitely being highlighted here. You have the Two of Swords. 2 twos back to back can indicate decisions and balance. And then you have the Eight of Cups. You may be making the decision to walk away from someone, and that's why it's like you're kind of blowing something up in your life. Maybe you're ending a relationship, or you're just kind of going after or moving toward new friendships, new relationships, new types of interactions with people. And maybe this kind of like blows up your world. Maybe you're more introverted, and this is kind of tasking you with being more open and extroverted, like with the authentic self-expression. Yeah, they just showed me Mario getting that mushroom and he growing, double size. So I feel like this is you kind of like putting yourself out there and getting bigger, more visible. And that's maybe what helps you to connect with this person. Whoa, I just shot that across the table. What was that about, Spirit? Oh, the indecision will move away quickly as you move towards this other person with intention. But you don't really see it coming, and that's why they're giving you this information, and they're saying it's in the near future. It's going to be a friend, a best friend, a soul family member who comes in, maybe around October, and you're two peas in a pod, and you're going to work together because they did have teamwork, and this is in the work category. So you guys are going to work together in some way, whether it's literally like collaborating in your work, or it could be in a different category. Like, no, it is with work. Yeah. I want to clarify work. Yeah, it is work. 7 of Pentacles. They help you to complete something, is what Spirit just said. They help you to complete something. Okay. Let's take a look at social media. I'm curious about that. You've got the Queen of Pentacles. And look, she's got a little bunny friend down here as well. So I feel like there's going to be stability and abundance in regard to social media, especially if you can get out into nature and connect back to the land, is what they're saying. That's funny. You have the Moon card, and I was noticing the Moon pretty heavily here in the Eight of Cups. So I feel like, again, there's something that you haven't seen fully yet, and they're not giving you all the information. Like, they've drawn you to this reading, they're giving you some information, but they're not giving you all the details, because you kind of have to figure this out for yourself as time goes on. It's like you're not meant to see it. That's why this bunny here is blindfolded, and this one's got his eyes closed. The Moon is very sort of illusionary. I'm curious to see how this is related to romance, but they're telling me no, don't get clarifiers on that. Okay, can we get clarifiers on the home? Yes, but you don't need to. Okay, because I already said what I needed to say there. What about family? Yes, get clarifiers for family. Okay. Let's see. You've got the King of Wands. Oh, this could be somebody of the opposite sex, but you're like best friends, and maybe it does blossom into romance. And the Four of Cups, but you don't see this coming. You've got your eyes closed. You're not paying attention. And on the bottom of the deck, you have Happy Squirrel with his friend, sees his friend of a different breed, but they're so happy together. And it's fall in this card. Yeah, it's like October. Okay, so that's significant here. And I want to put this in the self category. It just feels like you're going to be really happy that you made this connection because you're best friends. They're playing in my head. I can see clearly now. So I feel like once this partnership comes in and you get into this friendship, something clears up. Like if there was any distortion and you weren't seeing something clearly, it all kind of comes to light and you can see clearly what you need to do. I think they give you information about your work and they help in some way. If you were stressed out about something, they help to alleviate that stress. And they bring a lot of joy into your life, like so much happiness. Especially after a period of discontent, like if you've been feeling as though you don't have what you want, like your cups are empty, there's this offer coming in, this gift from God. Oh, the cup in the gift from God, and the cup that this cloud is offering are reminding me of, like, yeah, it's something that's coming in straight from the universe. God is really blessing you here with this relationship, with this friendship. It's very important to your spiritual journey, is what they're saying. And it's going to blow some things up for you, but in the best possible way. Because you're going to gain clarity in a way you didn't have before. Okay, now let's get a couple of charms to close out your reading. So for group 3... Okay, this one goes here, this goes here, that goes there. Okay, I'm just going to move these cards out of the way so that they're not... All right, so we've got a fair amount of charms in work. Oh, yeah. You've got the, like the, what do you call that? USB thing that saves stuff. It's like for memory. And then you've got the light bulb. So I feel like you're going to be having an idea, something that's downloadable or that you've downloaded or channeled. This could come through this person, or it could be something that you're coming up with on your own. But yeah, it's something that's a brilliant idea that helps you. I just got the word upload. So it may be to do with uploading something. You could work in tech, or you could work online. Yeah, because in home we have the world. And since you do have the vacation, maybe you're taking a vacation and going to explore the world. And maybe that's traveling, but maybe it's just like your neighborhood. Could be both. They just said you're traveling the world from your home. How would you do that, Spirit? Online, I guess? But they were saying take a break from social media, so what's that about? They're saying there's many ways to travel in the mind. You could be connecting to this person astrally before you meet them. Okay, in family we have the butterfly. They're saying, no, that was supposed to be in home. Okay, sorry. So the butterfly is transformation. They're also telling me it's about blessing. So there's a blessing coming to your home in the near future. They just said. Okay. In the family, we have another cat. Oh, I wonder if this is like the spirit of a cat that you've had before and they're kind of like returning to you in human form. Can that happen? I feel like that can happen. Can that happen, Spirit? They're saying yes, but it's rare. Is that relevant here? They just repeated yes, but it's rare. Okay. I don't know. There's something to do with cats because there's 3 cats in your readings here, so that could be significant in some way. And then we have the San Diego chicken. It's actually a funny story. My uncle, since it's falling in family, I'm going to tell you this because my uncle was actually the guy inside the suit in the San Diego Chicken. That's why I have this pin, and I used to have a bunch of other memorabilia because he was that mascot. It's just so funny. But in this context, I feel like this person becomes like a mascot in your life, or they cheer you on, or they hype you up in some way. Like they've just got this like really supportive energy, and they help you to like heal or improve in some way. You have the bobby pin with the pink stone in Friends. So I feel like this is somebody who helps to kind of get the hair out of your eyes, and the hair being in your eyes is kind of like that not seeing clearly. So again, they're playing that song again. I can see clearly now that the hair is gone. Yeah, it's like they help you to see something clearly. Okay. Social media, you have it's like mother of pearl and diamond. This always makes me think of like value and art. So if you're stressing about social media, they're saying that actually there's going to be a lot of appreciation, or there's going to be art here, or there's going to be something that's really beautiful that you admire, or that you gain some sort of value from. We still have nothing in the self category, which is interesting, but they're telling me that that's because there's just so much going on around you that it's kind of like that is all to do with self. Okay. Yeah, I feel like if you're worried about something, they're saying there's going to be some value and some gifts that come in. And they're saying get ready for the blow up. And people are going to be clapping for you. Spirit is already clapping for you. Yeah, you could have like an idea or something that you upload or download onto social media that really like goes viral and allows you to take some time off of work, maybe somehow, because you've done something that really hypes people up. I don't know. Maybe you like post about cat videos or something. That's so funny. Yeah, maybe you just have like an idea is what I'm seeing. There's some kind of an idea, and it's big, and it's part of this joy. It's something that brings you a lot of joy. It's connected to your authenticity and to this teamwork connection. And there's like these multiple gifts from God that are coming in, because it's gifts in regard to some kind of a venture, or you're teaming up with this person, making something happen, or could be to do with travel, could be to do with finances, because I'm seeing that here. They're just saying, ask your angels. They've brought you here to give you some information so that you know what to ask, but they're saying that they're not going to give you all the details, even if you do ask, but they want to give you some more personal additional information. So they are advising you to sit down and ask your angels for more information around what this is and how it directly applies to you. So that is what I see for you, group number 3. I hope this reading resonated and was supportive of you. Very interesting, complex reading. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here, for liking the video if you enjoyed it, and for subscribing to the channel if you want to stick around for more readings. And if you like my reading style and you want to go even deeper, I do have memberships available here on the channel where you can get access to all of the members only videos where we do pick a card readings, weekly, week ahead readings, as well as monthly live readings where I connect to members live on camera and answer your more personal questions. If you're interested in that, you can check out the offers through the join button. And if you don't see it, that means you're on an iOS device, which entails that you will have to go through a desktop or a web browser to access that. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.